Well, hi, and thanks for stopping by the Pellets and Pistons Airgun channel. It's a calm day, a little overcast this afternoon, but it's not bad. Very little wind. When it does kick in, we can stop shooting. It is kind of intermittent, but there's not much of it. And we've got this wonderful rifle to show you today. This is a Feinwerkbau model 124D. However, D meaning that it has the sling swivel addition on the action. The standard model 124 had a much more plain stock and it didn't have the sling swivels. This, however, has a custom stock and has been custom tuned by a gentleman by the name of Jan Kraner. And if anybody knows who's been around the airgun world, the spring piston airgun world like myself, that name is a very familiar name. He's a very well-known tuner, and he does magnificent work, and this gun is no exception. My only complaint on this gun is the trigger. It's a little harder than I like, but I think I can fix that. I recently did some work on another Feinwerkbau trigger on another gun that I have, and it came out wonderful. I was very happy with it, so I may end up doing that with this one, because this one's just a little tough on the trigger, a little harder for me to shoot than I'd like, but it's definitely showing potential. It's got the most sublime shot cycle you've ever seen. It's just the most delightful rifle to shoot. The feedback is just exquisite. I can't say enough about how this gun feels, and that's a hallmark of Jan's work. It's just the best. You really can't get any better. So at any rate, we're going to get right through the gamut today. We're going to do a trigger pull test, then we'll shoot it over the chronograph. Don't expect too much. I don't think this gun's shooting for power. I think this one's shooting for comfort and for accuracy. And we're also going to do a 5-shot group at 25 yards, and we'll check this rifle out and see what it's all about. So this ought to be fun. Stick around, and thanks again for stopping by the Pellets and Pistons Airgun channel. Okay, so let's get started with this custom tuned and custom stocked Jan Kraner modded Feinwerkbau model 124D. Just an elegant rifle. This is a Beeman branded version. It also has the Beeman sight plate cover. You never get the sights with these Feinwerkbaus. I've had several over the years, and I've never had one that had sights on it. It's just they get separated from the gun and you never find them. But this beautiful Beeman sight cover plate looks like machined aluminum, and it just screws over the top of the breech block where the sights would normally be, covers up those sight holes, makes it look really streamlined. I like it a lot. This is an original Beeman blue ribbon scope. It's a 4-to-12, I believe, or 4-to-12 power, adjustable objective. These were all the rage about the same time that this rifle was all the rage, so it makes a really nice pair. I'm going to leave them set up just like this. It's got a duplex reticle, which means it's going to be difficult to judge at different ranges, but I think we can do just fine with this gun the way it is. So let's see what the trigger's all about. Like I said, it's a little tougher than I like. It's a little harder pull than I would typically want in a gun that's going to be used off a bench like this. But I recently modified another 124D that I picked up, and I changed out the trigger spring, and boy, what a difference it made. So I think we can probably do something with this along the same lines and probably get a much lighter trigger pull. All right, so we're going to get shot number 1 down here and see what kind of trigger pull weight. I'm going to guess and say it's about 2.5 pounds. Oh, got to push the button. There we go. Still learning how to use this thing. It's actually 3 pounds and 6 ounces. 3 pounds, 5.9 ounces. So that's kind of heavy. 3 pounds, 5.9 ounces. Let's try again. This is why I say that this gun, I think, could be a lot better, at least in my hands, with a a lighter trigger pull. Oh, shot number 2. I don't think we're going to be able to get an average, guys, because I just hit the button twice. But shot number 2. 3 pounds, 6.3 ounces. Again, that's a heavy pull. This will be shot number 3 and our final shot. Shot number 3. 3 pounds, 3.3 ounces. So it's definitely just over 3 pounds. And again, that's not ideal for me. So, and we did get an average. 3 pounds, 5.2 ounces is your average. Way too heavy for my liking. So we'll address that maybe in another video. Anyway, we're going to move on to the chronograph test. So I'll be right back. Stick around. Okay, so let's get a look at what this gun's doing as far as output goes. We've got the chronograph set up. We're going to be shooting 5 shots over the chronograph. And these are Norma Golden Trophy field target pellets. They come in at 8.4 grains, which is a good weight for this gun, I think. That's a nice average size pellet. All right, I don't know if you can see that or not. If you can't, I'll call out the numbers anyway. So we'll get shot number 1 over the chronograph. Shot number 1. 623. Like I said, I didn't think this thing was going to be very powerful. 623. But boy, is it smooth. I'm not changing a thing on this gun. I want to leave it just the way it is. So that was shot number 1 at 623. Here's shot number 2. 620. 620 feet per second. Again, not a powerhouse, but I don't think that's what Jan had in mind when he tuned this one. This will be shot number 3. 621. Very, very, very consistent. This will be shot 4. 628. 628. And lastly, shot number 5. What a beautiful rifle. You can just tell by the clean sound when you cock it, this wonderful shot sound when you fire it. Everything about this gun is just delightful. Shot 5 also, nope, it was not also, but 626. The last one was 628. So that's not too bad. It's keeping pretty tight. We'll put up the average. We'll give you the average speed, the spread, as well as the foot-pounds of energy that the rifle's developing. All right, so now we're going to cut away and we'll come back and we'll put that 25-yard group down there, 5 shots, and we'll see how the gun performs. Stick around. Okay, so it's time for the 5-shot group at 25 yards from this beautiful, absolutely stunningly beautiful Feinwerkbau 124 air rifle. It's been custom tuned and custom stocked by none other than Jan Kraner. We'll put 5 shots down there. We're going to shoot at the target that's roughly in the center of your frame, that blue dot there. And let's see how we do. Again, this is a 4-12 scope. And it's got a duplex reticle with very, very fine center reticle, so I can be pretty precise with this. So hopefully the gun will prove itself for me. Shot number 1. A little off on that one. Don't know why. I was holding right on. I was shooting pretty good before I started the cameras. It happens every time, guys. Alright, that was shot number 1. Let's try shot number 2. Did I just go in the same hole? I think it did. Something must have shifted since oh, I know what it was. When I put the scope cap back on here, I could have sworn I felt it turn the turret. I put the scope cap back on, and when I got to the last couple of threads, I think it engaged with the turret and it turned it a little bit. I think that's why we're shooting off to the left. Let's try shot number 3. Forgot the safety, guys. Shot number 3. Where did that one go? Same place? I find that hard to believe. Alright, shot number 4. Hopefully it'll show up on the video, because I really don't know where that pellet went. Shot number 4. Yep, shot number 4. I think it did go in the same hole. They're all holding pretty tight. This is the only Feinwerkbau rifle, guys, that I've ever been able to shoot this good. The Feinwerkbau 124 series. The Sport I can shoot pretty good, and of course the 300 series that I own is just an incredibly accurate rifle. All right, last shot, shot number 5. Whoop, had to mess up on the last shot. Pulled that gun a little bit, but anyway, you get a pretty good idea how accurate this thing can be. 4 of those 5 shots pretty much went through the same hole, I'm pretty sure. At any rate, that's worth celebrating. So we're going to cut here, and we're going to zoom in on that bell, and we're going to ring that bell a few times with this absolutely wonderfully sublime shooting, absolutely gorgeous Feinwerkbau 124 by Jan Kraner. Okay, so it's time to ring that bell. We got this beautiful Jan Kraner customized Feinwerkbau 124 air rifle, 124D, standing for the deluxe version. This is a Beeman branded one. What a wonderful rifle. It's just, everything about this gun is delightful. The shot cycle is exquisite. There's just nothing that compares to it, except possibly my Webley longbow, which was also tuned by Jan, and that gun is just as nice as this one. Shot number 1. What a sweet shooting rifle. I wish you guys could pull the trigger and just to see what I'm talking about. It's just, put this gun to your shoulder and say hello to Hershey. That's my old girl. She's 15 years old, and we're lucky to still have her around. She can't see, she can't hear. She gets around all right. She's a pretty old girl. She's been a great dog. There you go, that's a nice one. Let's do that one more time with this beautiful rifle. How you doing, Hershey girl? She's a good dog, huh, Hersh? Aren't you a good girl? Yes, you are. That's my puppy. Love my doggy. Like all chocolate labs, she's got lumps all over her now. In her old age, she gets these little tumors. They're not cancerous, but I call her Lumpy sometimes as a nickname. Shot number 3. There you go. What a beautiful rifle. Absolutely gorgeous. So I want to thank you guys for stopping by the Pellets and Pistons Airgun channel. If you haven't subscribed already, please do that. Hit the bell to be reminded of future videos, and by all means, give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this one. Thanks again, folks. Have a great day.